Did you notice that Trevor Lawrence is finally living up to the hype? So, how's he doing this? Let's dig into it. After a shaky start to the year, both Lawrence and the Jaguars offense have hit their stride over the back half of the season. Since the Jaguars' Week 8 bye, Lawrence ranks 4th in dropback success rate and top 10 in EPA per play. Compare that to Jacksonville's numbers from the first half of the year, and you can see why this feels like a completely different offense. Let's start with what's changed around Lawrence to make this surge possible. Early in the season, the Jaguars were relying on a collection of talented but inexperienced pass catchers. The future is bright for both Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, but both players had their issues acclimating to Liam Cohen's offense. Those problems left Lawrence without many reliable options, especially in certain areas of the field. Enter Jacoby Myers. When the Jags traded 4th and 6th round picks for Myers at the deadline, the move wasn't met with as much fanfare as some other high-profile deals, which shouldn't be surprising. As a former undrafted free agent, Myers has never been a superstar, but Jacksonville hasn't needed him to be. From the moment Myers stepped on the field for the Jags, he's provided Lawrence with a sort of trustworthy presence he didn't have early in the season, notably on bang-bang throws over the middle of the field. Lawrence has never been afraid to fit throws into tight windows, and Myers has consistently rewarded that trust since arriving. With Myers on the field, Lawrence's production has been ridiculous. Nearly all the Jags' passing numbers with Myers would lead the NFL over the course of the entire season. They've looked like a different team with him in the fold. Myers' arrival also coincided with the return of emerging tight end Brenton Strange and a now healthy Brian Thomas Jr. coming back into the lineup. Tapped for a monster sophomore season, Thomas stumbled a bit early in the year as he took on a bigger role within the offense. But with Myers involved, the Jags have been able to slot Thomas back into a more natural role for his skill set. His route tree has become more vertical and more streamlined since the Myers deal, allowing all the pieces to fit even better than they had before. That tweak in usage brings us to the next factor that's helped power the Jags' second half surge: a coaching staff that is absolutely dialed in right now. It's always difficult for first-year staffs to hit the ground running in the NFL, no matter their pedigree. For all the ideas that coaches bring into a given season, it's hard to know which will work and which won't with a roster you've never seen play before. Apply that thinking to a young roster with a young staff, and a feeling-out period was all but inevitable. Coming out of the bye, Liam Cohen and the Jaguars' offensive staff clearly have a better handle for what their guys do well, and how to consistently put them in those positions. Nowhere has Cohen's heater been more obvious than his work in the high red zone. Seemingly every week, Cohen is dialing up some type of designer play in that area to create a mismatch or easy throw for his quarterback. Look at this design from the Jags' win over the Jets last week. A pony personnel look with both Travis Etienne and Bashal Tutin on the field that results in a gorgeous pitch and catch for 6. Throughout this game, the Jaguars used Travis Etienne as a motion piece in this area of the field several different times, either throwing a screen to him, bouncing him out for a vertical route down the sideline. Here, they use him as eye candy to pull the Jets linebackers up into this area, creating this massive void for Bashal Tutin to run his vertical route, which is wide open for a touchdown. Too often in Lawrence's first few years, everything felt hard for the Jags' passing game, as other passers around the league played in dangerous, dynamic offenses that seemed to scheme up tons of separation and make life seamless on the quarterback. It often felt like Lawrence was trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Cohen's arrival was supposed to remove the friction. It was supposed to give Lawrence the quarterback-friendly environment a guy like Baker Mayfield enjoyed in 2024. It was supposed to feel easier. And since the bye, it has. Of all the magic that Cohen and his staff have worked over the past 6 weeks, the most important part may be the mindset they've been able to coax out of Lawrence, a key factor in the quarterback tapping into his endless pool of physical talent. When the Jags' offense was at its most frustrating over the past few years, it was often because Lawrence was playing like someone boxed in by a limited set of physical tools, living on underneath throws with the quarterback getting rid of the ball at one of the quickest rates in the NFL, both by design and how they've fed him the offense. It feels like the Jags staff has helped push Lawrence to a level of confidence and aggression that he's never had as an NFL player, and helped uncage a monster in the process. Since the Jags' bye week, more than 40% of Lawrence's passes have traveled at least 10 yards in the air, the 4th highest rate in the league over that span, and a significant jump to his career rate. They've done it by tapping into more vertical, aggressive passing concepts across the board, almost demanding ambition by design. Among full-time starters, Lawrence leads the NFL since week 9 in the percentage of crossing routes that he's throwing, a number that nearly doubles his career rate. More downfield inbreakers have replaced some of the quick game concepts that often dominated the Jags offense in years past, and the results have been staggering. On throws of 10+ air yards, Lawrence has created more than 50 EPA since the bye. Consider that he finished with just over 60 over the past 2 seasons combined. The increased aggressiveness has led Lawrence to play with a different timing from the pocket, one that's helped him feel like a different quarterback. For much of his career, Lawrence had one of the quickest times to throw in the NFL, often hovering around 2.5 seconds. Over the past 6 weeks, Lawrence is throwing the ball in rhythm on 55% of his attempts, a massive jump over his career average. For some quarterbacks, getting rid of the ball quicker should be a priority, But for Lawrence, hanging in the pocket longer has actually benefited their results. At times early in his career, Lawrence could sometimes feel stiff, almost robotic in how he played the position. For someone with his arm, his movement skills, his bag of tools, it could be frustrating. Right now, there's a looseness to Lawrence's game, a confidence and freedom that had been missing before. Take a look at this throw from the Jags' Week 15 win over the Jets. Look at how smoothly Lawrence is able to escape the pocket, flip his hips, and get the ball down the field for an explosive gain. This is it. This is the guy that fans have waited so long to see in Jacksonville. In year 5, Lawrence looks like the star he was promised to be. A $55 million quarterback capable of elevating an offense. And it's made the Jags into a dangerous team, just as the playoffs are set to begin. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out our most recent video about the qualities that make Puka Nacua one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And let us know what topics you'd like to see next in the comments below.